Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Previously, I introduced Reza Saprina with NIM 2104276. Okay, in this video, I will present an article and teach-led implementation of collaborative governance in building climate resilience and disaster at the local level. Number 1. Definition of collaborative governance. Ideas about more collaborative forms of governance have emerged in the literature. Public administration, public policy, and public management in several years recently. More inclusive forms of governance occur in response to a variety of factors, including the complexity and interconnectedness of problems that cannot be resolved by institutions. The failure of the states to address these problems, the need to value local knowledge, contribution and support, and the need to conform, uncertainty of issues such as climate change. In other words, a form of governance to top-down, authoritative command and control is no longer appropriate goals. The tendency towards orderly forms, more collaborative governance, is something that is quite organic. Academic literature regarding collaborative governance emerges from practice and trial and error. Number 2. This research has investigated the board characteristics of collaborative governance for climate and disaster resilient development in the local level and discovered that overall, the positive result outweigh the challenge in implementation that approach. This study also found the various factors make local level collaboration for climate and disaster resilient development become more effective. Supporting factors include the use of diverse approaches, division resources, and scale between partners, as well as the use of a combination of formal structure and informal. Meta-governance, collaborative leadership, facilitation skill, and administrative function also play a role in improving collaboration results. Consideration: the key to improving collaboration effectiveness includes understanding the context, assessing and leveraging strengths, considering diverse motivation, creating comprehensive goals, and access to personalized knowledge and information. This consideration penetrates in the layers of the individual organization, and comprehensive collaborative arrangement. 4 key insights from this collective result are outlined in this section along with their implication for how collaborative governance is established and managed. Next, number 3. Across diverse workforce contexts and powers. The inclusion of diverse workforces improves outcomes. However, groups representing diverse workforces often face internal challenges, access and gain legitimacy and decision-making platforms. For example, Mario Group Mario groups are involved in coastal management process in Zealand Baru felt that there was a lack of understanding of local governance role them in coastal management. This is resolved by inclusion of Manuel Nehua. Participation in the committee's decision-making and the use of culturally productive officials, a greater level of understanding and assessment of community knowledge custom. As some reside by quotas and TEPSEL, understanding about stakeholder perspective can be used by practitioners to support the achievement of agreement in collaborative decision-making process. Next, number 4, multiple platforms and approaches under one collaborative umbrella. One unexpected result was that despite the papers presented collaboration is under one umbrella, like system cooperation, transportation, tsunami recovery, are developing adaptation plans, many types, settings, levels, and collaborative approaches used in its initiative. In some that the most common arrangement is to combine mechanisms, formal and informal, combining technical platforms and information exchange with a formal decision-making approach that span technical, civil, and political domains. In information exchange and technical platforms, the best result can be achieved when combined. Professional technical expertise is also combined with local knowledge and worldview, and traditional as well as with the innovation of shadow networks of civil society. A range of formal, informal, collaborative, and platform and approaches as well may be necessary to allow a safe space for sharing and coping power imbalance. Next, number 5, system context and polycentricity. It is clear from the result of this review that collaborative arrangements are not entity isolated. The paper's review emphasizes the importance of considering interaction between collaborative governance arrangements and the broader system within them, in socio-cultural, economic, political, environmental, legislative, technical, institutional dimension, and technology. In the example of integrated floodplain management in the Netherlands, understanding the dynamic of complex systems, including interested economics, nature conservation goals, and government's responsibilities, produce governance model sustainable and applicable collaborative management. Hikes levels of political interaction through collaborative arrangement, as well shows the need to assess power dynamic and be aware of the political dimension, climate and disaster resilience development. Political support is identified in this research as an attribute of collaborative leadership and as a supporting factor increasing the effectiveness of local level collaboration. Number 6. What are the unique characteristics of climate and disaster resilience development? There are several unique factors that characterize collaborative governance in context climate and disaster resilient development compared to collaborative governance normal. This includes the influence of the disaster climate risk context in a location, and especially the triggers of prevention disaster. Bridging science and science local knowledge as well as social learning generated through collaborative platforms very prevalent. Considering the transversal nature of disaster problems and climate risks, sectoral scale stakeholder, then the emphasis is on multiple use approaches and areas of formality. Informality are very relevant to development climate and disaster resilience. Number 7. Closing conclusion paper. This shows that soft skills are critical to enabling local-level collaboration effective for building climate and disaster resilience. The soft skills included the ability to recognize, facilitate, connect, and combine a wide range of technical knowledge, experience, and culture. Soft skills also include leading relationships between levels and types of actors. Navigating unavoidable bump terrain with different perspectives and goals is what is necessary to overcome a very complex network of risks. This literature review shows that there is the need for greater focus on creating space for interaction and joint implementation between diverse stakeholders, including power testing and the politics in how those spaces are created. In this regard, so do we need to seek and foster an ethical approach among practitioners and decision makers in we are to meet the ambition of the global framework with reality. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.